Hey guys, and welcome to the Geeks and Greeks podcast. The podcast focuses mostly on the NFL, but we also do talk about other sports such as the NBA and MLB, as well as video games and what else is going on in our lives. Step into the conversation of three friends who love sports and who love doing this. You can find us on YouTube, as well as Spotify, Amazon, and Apple podcast platforms, and we're also on Facebook, all with the same moniker, Geeks and Greeks. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you guys enjoy the show. That's the sound of the New York Giants fans applauding as the Giants have released Daniel Jones out of the contract.
Yeah. Dude, what do you think? Do you think he was salty when he asked for his release from the contract? Is that what it is? Or, does he just genuinely not want to play for the Giants?
I think he just genuinely doesn't want to play for the Giants. I mean, most of that money is guaranteed. So, I mean, he walked away with a good chunk of it.
Right.
The Giants still have to pay him.
They've already released reports that once he clears waivers, Minnesota's picking him up.
Yep.
So he'll probably get a league minimum contract from Minnesota for the rest of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, they announced... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, I can't see him signing more than just a 1 year because McCarthy's supposed to be coming back. So unless you're going to have Darnold, Jones, and McCarthy on the depth chart next season, I don't really see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Minnesota signed him to a contract for the remainder of this season for $375,000. This is in addition to the $11.83 million that he is still getting paid by the Giants.
Poor man's barely making ends meet. I don't know what he's going to do with his life.
To be fair, $375,000 in New York City is barely making ends meet.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you that. That's for sure.
I mean, he's living on Sand Row making that much money in New York City.
I hope he gets a chance to play in Minnesota and lights it up and ends up being a top 10 quarterback by the end of this. And it was all just New York bringing him down.
You know what? It's one of those things. I never want to see somebody fail. They worked their whole lives to make it to the NFL or NBA, or, whatever they're doing.
Right.
I don't want to see them fail, but I mean, we saw 4 or 5 years, and they had a good quarterbacks coach when Brian Daboll. He's the one that worked with Josh Allen in Buffalo that got Josh Allen to where he was at. Maybe New York, but at some point also too, I think we just overestimated what some people can do. I think. I mean, if he goes on a redemption tour, awesome, good job for him.
Right.
I mean, no hatred. He's a Giant. Had to hate him almost out of principle, but
yeah,
that organization's also just a terribly, terribly run organization.
Right. And I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at. I know their whole team's kind of fallen apart since Manning retired. And it's one thing after another. They have not been able to build any kind of team since Manning was their quarterback. And it's kind of sad, really.
Yeah. I mean, even when Manning was there, probably the last, 3-4 years, they could barely build anything even when he was there.
I mean, that's fair. He ended up getting benched his last season there.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. That's right, for Geno Smith, who's still playing in the league today.
Yep. Teams in the playoff hunt, too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what are the odds of that happening, right? Geno Smith-led franchise that's competing for a playoff spot?
I mean, he had to switch coasts to do it.
I mean, if I had to choose between living on the East Coast and West Coast, I'd most definitely choose living on the West Coast.
I'm not going to lie. The older I get, the more West Coast I wish I lived on. It's rough over here, man.
You know what? I could see you fitting in somewhere around Portland.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end up retiring too.
I mean, I've heard. I mean, the weather's great for you. It's rainy, dreary, overcast. You know, I mean, I know it
Cold.
gets cold. I don't know if it snows as much in Seattle because they're right off the coast. Like they're right
Yeah.
on the coast. So I don't know if you get quite as much snow necessarily, but I mean, you're right. Also, right next to Vancouver, you can hop across the border and go up to Vancouver and check that out. Like,
I can't, man. I'm banned from Canada,
oh yeah, that's right.
Never again seek travel to their country, I think is what they said.
So
Maybe we can
anyway,
try. Maybe we can like, apply for it and try again. It's been 15, 20 years since that's
I
happened.
mean, yeah, it's true.
So maybe things like, hey, it's been 20 years. Things have kind of changed.
Things change,
Nico,
yeah.
I'm over on the west now. Can we start over? Try again? Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So let's move on to QB Survivor. This week, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow have golden immunity because they're on the bye. Adam, who are you putting on the chopping block?
So this week, I am going to put on Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't have a great week last week. I mean, we're looking at he had a 58-point QBR. I mean, it wasn't good last week. Sorry, 57 QBR. I mean, 56% completion, 163 yards. There wasn't much. Which is funny because he didn't have that great of a game, but they still won.
Yeah.
And, it was their entire rushing attack and defense that kept him in that game. I mean, 38-10, you'd think he would have done a little bit more than just 163 yards, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm also kind of surprised he's still here, considering he missed like 4 weeks at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But I think it's also one of those where we're kind of almost splitting hairs to some of these guys because we're getting down towards the end of the season right now. So
For sure.
I just think even though they won, he had just not a great game.
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, I'm also picking someone who won. I'm going to be putting up Jared Goff. Very similar reasons. I mean, he had no touchdowns at all. He was sacked 3 times, 269 yards. I know, they won. They scored a lot of rushing touchdowns. He didn't get any of them. That was one of the things I was trying to switch between him and Geno Smith, and Geno Smith had a rushing touchdown. So that was really the breaking point for me. It really is splitting hairs when we're down to 9 quarterbacks and 2 of them on a bye.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, just so you don't feel bad about making your choice, I went with the only quarterback who had an interception this week.
There you go.
Geno Smith got put on the block. Because I tried really hard looking at QB ratings. I tried looking at pass percentages, but at the end, it was like a big red neon sign: interception, interception, and it's like, yeah you're going down.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I had those two were my total 3 choices. So
Nice.
I was also looking at Pat Mahomes again because they barely squeaked by Carolina, which is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, to say the least.
It was tempting to put him on. I swear to God, if I put him on for a 3rd week, it looks like I'm really trying to. I'm running for him at this point.
Mahomes had 73%, 269, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and won by a field goal against Carolina. Jordan Love. I mean, granted, he put up 163 yards, but at least they beat San Francisco 38-10.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Jared Goff won. What was it? 24-6 against your Colts.
Yeah.
they've crushed the teams they beat.
And that's why I'm like, I looked at him, like, I'm looking at the stats, I'm like, I can't put him up. He had a good game, but the team just barely won. Like, it feels like this is probably the least impressive 10-1 team I've seen in a long time.
I mean, I'm going to agree that they're definitely least impressive, but they are almost identical to the Eagles last year. I mean, it's killing me.
So
it's like watching last year in red.
So what I'm hearing is that this year, so after this week, we're going to have an epic collapse by the Chiefs, and they're going to just implode from the inside out.
I mean, do you remember Eagles last year? I mean, they went 9-0 or 10-0, and then they lost one game, and then they barely beat the Giants, and then didn't win another game for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and they won a lot of those games by like 6 points or less.
Yeah,
and which has been Kansas City's MO all season.
It's crazy.
It's like Andy Reid's regressing to when he was an Eagles coach.
Hey now, listen, let's pump the brakes on that one. He was the winningest coach in our history. He was pretty damn good when he was here.
It's not saying a lot, though.
Come on now.
I will be fair. Buddy Ryan was a really good coach when he was there.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, who are you voting off the island? Love, Goff, or Geno?
I think...
Oh, you can't vote for Love. But
I can't vote for Love, yeah, because I put him up. You know what? It's one of those things where, I mean, it's so hard because, like we said earlier, we're kind of splitting hairs at this point. I'm actually going to go... I'll go with Geno Smith because he did have the lone interception between the two.
All right, Pete, are you going to vote for Geno or...
I am for the same reason. I mean, when you're the only one out of the 7 that got an interception, I guess he gets to go.
Yeah.
All righty. With that, my vote is inconsequential. Geno, you're out the door.
Go play intramurals, brother.
What's that from?
Great.
I actually forget the coach's name, but it was this coach that was on ESPN talking about how the players are mad that they don't get enough time off in between seasons, and he just says, "Then go play intramurals. This is college ball."
I mean, what sport? Like baseball? Okay, maybe, yeah, but like if you're playing football, you know how much time you have between seasons? Good God.
Yeah.
That's what he was talking about. He's like, you give all the time in the world.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you make the playoffs. Like, dude, you got like more than half the year.
It's the worst. Sitting around waiting for it to come back.
I know. That's one reason why I like basketball a lot is because basketball is not overly long. Like, we're not like 162 games like baseball. So the off season is like 3 months, 2-3 months. So it's not too bad.
Right.
So it's a lot better to wait around than with football where I'm like, all right, well, it's December. My team didn't make the playoffs. Well, now what?
Yeah. Talk to you guys in September.
I should probably hype up, everyone's reporting to OTAs today. Everyone's reporting for preseason. Like,
right.
Because we haven't had football since December for most teams.
Right. Let's all watch the combine, guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what? We could go to the combine if we really wanted to. It's in Indy.
I know.
It's not that far away from us.
You guys should.
I'm pretty sure it's free, too. I don't think it costs anything to go.
I wouldn't be surprised. I've been to events like that usually don't cost money.
Yeah. I mean, if it is, it's like super cheap. But yeah, I'd totally be down.
And then there were 8 quarterbacks left on Survivor Island. Moving on to NFL winners and losers. All right,
this is becoming my favorite segment of the entire show. It really is.
Let's start off with Arizona versus Seattle. Now, last week, I gave Adam grief about picking a 5-5 Seattle to win against a 6-4 Arizona. But wouldn't you know it, Seahawks pull it out 16-6.
Yup.
Way to
And their
go,
quarterback still
Adam.
gets eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete chose Dolphins to win over New England, 34-15. Way to go.
Yeah.
I picked Detroit to win over Indianapolis. I wasn't scared for a minute. And moving on to the loser side of the fence, Adam chose Eagles to lose to the Rams. Funny enough, the Eagles, out of spite, won against the Rams 37-20.
Okay. Not out of spite, man. That was the best game they've played all season.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that was the Eagles as advertised. Like, Saquon Barkley got over 200 yards in that game. It was like 227 or something. Like, what do you have, 3 touchdowns? Like, come on.
But the thing I love is that you both chose each other's teams to lose at the same time. And, like, the universe was punishing you. And I think that's the reason I lost mine. Because that's the only way Pittsburgh is going to lose to Cleveland. It is unbelievable.
Well, why don't you cry about it?
No, please continue about this, because I was watching this game on Thursday night. I watched this pretty much this entire game because I actually wanted to see it. And the whole time, especially when it comes like the fourth quarter starting, I'm like, Tom's going to lose his shit. Cleveland's going to win this game, and Tom's going to lose his shit because he wants to tirade about how there is no more surefire win than Pittsburgh beating Cleveland, and Tom's going to lose his shit. It was great.
Okay, so some people are blaming the snow. That is crap. They're playing in the same snow you're playing in, and you're Pittsburgh. You better get used to the snow pretty damn fast. Some people were blaming Russell Wilson. He was 75% and 270 yards and a touchdown. If he were on Survivor Island, he would have survived. Some people blaming George Pickens. He had 4 receptions, averaging 12 yards a reception. That's a first down. There's nothing wrong with that guy. Blaming Chris Boswell, the kicker. He missed 1 of 3. You lost by 5. A missed field goal isn't going to help you.
Yeah, actually, I'd make the argument that if he made all 3 of them, it would have made it even worse, because then you would have only lost by 2.
Did you see the interview that Jameis Winston did right before the game?
No.
Oh man, he gets interviewed like in the tunnel by their like sideline reporter lady, and she asks him like, "What's it mean for him to be playing in this game?" And he's just like, God just put me here for a reason.
Oh.
And like, I am just so blessed to be in this game, and just, I'm so happy to be here. And he's just got, like, he had the eye of the tiger, man. Like, you could see it in his face. I watched that. I was like, dude, there's no way they're losing this game, and Tom is going to be pissed. It was crazy.
I will give a hat tip to Myles Garrett. 3 sacks. That didn't help anything. I do have to call out Mike Tomlin going for it on 4th and short 3 times, and it only worked 1.
Yeah.
Learn. I mean, I know the statistics say you're supposed to do it, and it's not that bad for you, but it's bad.
Clearly.
But I do have to draw a hilarious parallel to Week 8 when Baltimore went against Cleveland, and the same thing happened. They
Yep.
lost by 5 points.
They're giant killers, man.
Yeah. They can't do crap against other regular teams, but the first time they go against 8 and plus, they're down.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the end of my tirade.
Dude, Cleveland's got a really good defense. They do. They have all season. They just needed somebody on. They just needed the offense to put it together, and they finally did. I mean, you finally got a competent quarterback behind the center, and you finally also got Nick Chubb back too. Both of them
Right.
putting huge points into their offense.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that
if
might
they
have
had
been.
kept Amari Cooper, they could probably go.
Amari Cooper.
I think that's also working in my detriment, as I still have Deshaun Watson at the wheel of that team, and I just cannot get out of my head that he's not there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They did.
He's
say-
not anywhere anymore.
though.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
because they said they're going to bring back the GM, the head coach, and Deshaun for next season. And I think if
Yeah.
you bring back the GM and the coach, I don't think the coach has done a bad job. I think the GM did a terrible job in giving him Deshaun Watson, and now they can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I completely agree.
if nothing else, dude, just like draft somebody, let him sit for a few weeks and watch what not to do from Deshaun, and then kind of put him.
Yeah.
Now you watch this guy for all year, and whatever he does, don't do that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think the only way I bring Deshaun back in any capacity, and this is forgetting his personal life, like assuming that didn't exist, the only way I bring Deshaun back is if he agrees to that. If he agrees to be a player coach and be like, listen, we're going to draft your replacement. You're going to start 8 games. Kid's going to start 9. And we're going to see what happens. Like, and you're going to train him the first 8 games, and then you're done. And that would be the only way I'd bring him back. I'd be like, otherwise, we can just part ways right here. Like, your money's guaranteed, so I'm going to have to pay you no matter what. But you're not playing for my team full time. He's terrible. Like, he's not a good football player.
I mean, if nothing else, keep him on the roster. But just basically pay him to stay home. Like, look, and like, yeah, unless you agree to be the player, like a player coach, and help, train the kid and bring him up to speed, you're not welcome back. But we're not releasing you. We're just going to send you home and don't come back to the team.
Right. Exactly.
You're not going to get dressed. You're going to be a healthy scratch every single week.
Right.
Like,
And the thing
it's
is,
your money.
even if they drop him, like, no other team's going to contract him. He's untouchable. Like,
Say that.
he's untouchable after this. There's no way. He's proven time and time again that he can't win, and he's got so much baggage. There's no other team that's going to give him a shot.
I can name one that can maybe give him a shot.
Who's that?
Giants?
Cowboys.
The Cowboys?
They're doing it.
He clears waivers and Jerry signs him for the rest of the year to replace Dak Prescott.
He clears off-season waivers or whatever, and Jerry signs it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured, so you have to wait.
Yeah.
Even whether we not you release him, it wouldn't be this season. But like Jerry's got, like the minimum contract in the offseason or something, brings him in as a third-string quarterback. Then Dak gets hurt again. Then he's forced into a game because Cooper Rush also sucks.
No.
So do you want to hear something funny? I just saw that the Cleveland Browns under Deshaun was 1-6. Since he left, they're 2-2.
Because Jameis, the first week came in, beat the Ravens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
They've
only
got-
team that Deshaun Watson was the quarterback when they won was that he beat the Jaguars.
Yeah, that was week
Yeah.
2.
Yep. So,
And like, I'm shocked that Peterson still has a job. Speaking of the Jaguars, I can't believe he's still there. But did you hear about Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy saying he might bring Mike McCarthy back next year?
it doesn't surprise me. Jerry refuses to cut
Learn.
ties when things clearly show you should be cutting ties.
Right?
I mean,
I mean,
how long did Jason Garrett stay around? Much longer than he should have.
oh yeah, Jason Garrett. He should have been like done in his first like 3 years.
I mean, I'll give him credit. He's like the epitome of mediocrity. Like he's always one of those. Just he'll get you about 500. There's a couple of those seasons where when Romo was there with like Romo and like DeMarco Murray and like Des Bryant, where like they went like 12-3 or 14-2 and stuff, and they had some like that. But like for the most part, Jason Garrett just wasn't it. And like at this point, when it comes to Dallas coaches, like, dude, just take a chance on somebody. Just bring in somebody new. Don't bring in another recycled head coach that's failed 2 or 3 other places. Like,
Yeah.
give me somebody new, man. Go find a coordinator from somebody else's team. Go find I don't know about Kansas City's coordinator anymore, but Kansas City's coordinator, or go get somebody from Detroit, or go get somebody from Baltimore. Go find one of the coaches on the staff of a team that's actually successful and bring that into your fold.
So,
Right.
speaking of Kansas City and Detroit, Adam, who do you think's going to win in Week 13?
Week 13's winners, I have... Okay, this one may be an easy one, but, I mean, after last week, you never really know, right? I've got the Texans beating the Jaguars this week.
Oh. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty safe pick.
I mean,
choice,
Tom
sir.
thought
Fine
Cleveland
choice.
losing to Pittsburgh was a pretty safe pick, too. What happened with that? So, I mean, you think so? You never know. They might, Jacksonville might find a team of guys to show up and actually win a game.
Yeah.
All right, Pete, who do you have winning in Week 13?
Well, you're taking an easy one, and you inspired me last week. So I only picked games that have less than a 3-point spread this week.
Ooh.
So my winner is the New York Jets against Seattle.
Ooh.
Stop it, Aaron!
Nice.
So I went with the Jets because over the last 5 weeks, they have averaged a lower points allowed by their opponent. And that's the only stat I based it on because the game's so close to call. It was like, let me get something that's kind of obscure that might make sense. Who's got the better defense when it boils down to it. So that's where I went. New York Jets. Come on, A-Rod.
You know what, though, in looking at it, Houston's only favored to beat Jacksonville by 4. So, I mean, that's actually closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I don't know why that's only 4. I'd take that bet easy. They're going to beat them by 11.
So, just to clarify, you're taking the Jets to win over the Seahawks.
The Jets to win over the Seahawks, yes.
I had that going the completely other way. That was like my number 2 bet that you were going to take Jets to lose to the Seahawks. All right.
I mean, yeah.
Like a small child, I don't learn. I like Jerry Jones. I do not learn from my mistakes. My winning team this week is I'm taking the Steelers to win to the Ohio football team. This time it's Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tom's picking the underdog. Okay.
Yeah.
Are the Steelers the underdog? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, according to ESPN, yeah.
By ESPN's bet standards, yeah, Cincinnati's favored by 3 points.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, who's your losing team this week, man?
So I know I said last week that sometimes taking taking some of these picks is kind of what the fun part is for me sometimes. And I need to double check 'cause I don't know if I took them or not. I want to just make sure real quick that I haven't.
I got your list up if you want to ask me.
Oh, I did already pick them. Oh. Dang. Yeah. So I'm taking an easy way out this time possibly, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than ESPN's odds say that it is. I'm taking the Raiders to lose to the Chefs.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs.
The Raiders.
So ESPN has this as a Kansas City as a 13-point favorite for this game.
Yeah.
I do not buy for a second that it's going to be that fall apart. If they barely beat the Panthers, at most, this might be 7.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on which team we're going to get. Because I know there's a Kansas City team that could win by 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
But I haven't seen them in a while.
Have they won any game by more than 2 touchdowns this year?
What team?
Kansas City.
The only game that's close. No, they haven't won any game by 2 touchdowns, actually. The closest one was they played the Saints and beat them by 13. Other than that, everything has been 7 points pretty much or less.
Yeah.
But Mahomes does it on purpose. He wants everyone to be on the edge of their seat watching these games. He intentionally dogs it and keeps the score close.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
At least not in football.
Yeah. You know how insanely difficult that would be to do if you actually wanted to do it? Like to hold your entire team back on purpose and then turn it on when you need to and not have them lose faith in you in the process. Like that, yeah, that would be insane.
This sounds like a movie about a dude shaving points.
All right, Pete, who's losing in week 13?
All righty. So, I also picked another one that was under 3-point spread. And I am sorry to say this, buddy, but I'm picking your Indianapolis Colts to lose to New England this week.
That's hurtful, man.
I know. You know, I just realized that I'm picking both underdogs to win. Because I'm picking New York to win and Indianapolis to lose. So,
and my team to lose, because you know we got to have our crossovers. I am choosing the Raiders to lose to Kansas City.
Crossover, that's a direct copy pick. I mean, like I said, it's one of those where it should be probably one of the more lopsided games this week. Doesn't mean that it will be.
Yeah. I can't imagine it being 2 touchdowns, especially if they haven't done it before this season.
Yeah,
right.
I'm thinking more in the 10 area, maybe 7, but definitely not 14.
Yeah.
Actually, can I change my loser pick?
Sure.
It makes it more interesting.
All right, who you taking?
So, I actually want to change mine. Instead of the Raiders to lose to Kansas City, I'm actually going to pick the Falcons to lose to the Chargers.
Oh, you do have the Falcons. Wow, they are practically the same team.
Yeah, the Chargers are favored by 1.5. So, I want to make it a little more fun. And I have not picked Atlanta yet. So I want to kind of turn course real quick and pick Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, that'll definitely make it interesting. All right, so now we move on to a kind of a unique section of the podcast where we talk about Thanksgiving. Now, whenever my family gets together, there's always a football game on somewhere in the house. So this year at Thanksgiving, if you're doing a lunch Thanksgiving, then you'll definitely want to tune in the 12:30 Thursday game that is Chicago at Detroit. Yeah, this is going to be a blowout.
Way to hype that up, Tom, then just kill it.
How do you hype up Chicago? I mean, come
You don't
watch.
hype up Chicago. You hyped up the best team in the NFL right now, which is the Detroit Lions, for the first time ever in not only franchise history, but NFL history. Can we say, by Thanksgiving, the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL, hands down. Like,
Yes.
It's not even close.
It is close, but yeah, they are the best team. The Chiefs are right on their heels.
I don't know, man. Philadelphia Eagles are really good this year too.
I would say
yeah.
if there's a team that's close to them in second, is going to be the Bills.
Yep.
I gave you the Bills too. Yeah.
Well,
I don't think the Chiefs are even close to being called the best team in the NFL this year, even though their record is 10-1. The
Yeah.
best team in the NFL doesn't win a game against the worst team in the NFL by only 3 points. That's not the best team in the NFL.
Right. They haven't felt like.
If that was Detroit would have beat them by like 30.
Yeah. They haven't felt like the best team in the NFL ever this year.
plus the Lions can actually say they've destroyed another team with.
They've destroyed multiple teams this year.
What was it, 52 to 6 or something?
So they have the 52-6 against the Jaguars. They beat the Titans 52-14, and they beat the Cowboys 47-9. Like, they've destroyed 3 different teams this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they've scored more than 40 points in 4 different games.
All right. So moving on, if you're having supper Thanksgiving, show up a little early. Turn on that 4:30 game, which is going to be the Giants at Dallas. This one is a coin toss, straight up.
Because both teams suck, not because they're good. I'm
But-
sorry, man. Like, even as a Cowboys fan, this game, I'm interested to watch this game only because I want to say who can suck harder to throw it away. Because at least the Giants, like most of the players in the Giants, are trying to, say screw you to the management there. I feel like Dallas at this point has become apathetic and just don't care.
See, this is.
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, this is the perfect game to have on at a family gathering because you can watch it absent-mindedly, not really paying attention to what's happening, and actually do stuff with the family, and then look over your head and say, oh, I haven't missed a damn thing in 20 minutes. All right.
Right. I've missed 4 punts and a fumble.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I think it's kind of come full circle because I'm old enough to remember when there were only 2 games on Thanksgiving, and it was always Detroit and Dallas, and Detroit always lost, and Dallas always won.
Yep.
And now it's full circle. Dallas might win, sure, but who'd they beat? And it's it's kind of crazy that it's kind of come around like that because I never thought I'd live to see the Lions look this good.
Yeah,
I don't think Lions fans thought they'd live long to see the Lions.
Right? Yeah, I bet.
Could you imagine though if Dallas was as good as we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season, how this Thursday night slate of games would shape up?
Yeah.
This could have been an amazing day of football.
It could have been. Although it could have been a series of blowouts, too, because with as bad as New York is and as bad as Chicago's shaping up to be, it could have just been blowout after blowout after blowout.
Right.
That-
Which is, I mean, depending on what side of the coin it is, you're still fine with that.
Right, yeah.
All right. So after the New York Giants and Dallas, you have to make a judgment call. Do I stay at the family member's house into the wee hours of the night, or do I start the Midwestern goodbye immediately and try to make it home in time for the 8:20 game between Miami and Green Bay? This one is a straight up coin toss for me because it's the Miami Glass Cannon versus a 8-3 team with the most deceptive 8-3 record in the NFL. That 8-3. They've only beaten 2 teams with a winning record. One of them's Arizona at 6-5, and one of them's Houston at 7-5.
I mean, lucky for them, Miami doesn't have a winning record, so.
You have Tua.
They do, and I love that you called him the Glass Cannon. That's hilarious.
We have 2 of those in the NFL now.
Who's the other one?
Richardson,
Oh, yeah.
Tom's favorite quarterback.
He's getting there. All right, and after you recover from your Thanksgiving hangover, you can kick on the Friday 3 p.m. game between the Raiders and the Chiefs. We've already weighed in on this. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So kind of coming back around to Green Bay, I kind of want to ask, whose bright-ass idea was it to put this game at 8:20 in Green Bay?
Oh, that was another one I was going to say. I forgot about that.
It's in Green Bay on November 28th at 8:30 at night. Screw you, scheduling committee. Especially with the Dolphins. Really,
yes.
Any other game, that's the one you get. Why couldn't I play in Detroit, where at least I play in a dome?
Right.
Let Chicago go play outside and get destroyed by Green Bay.
Yeah, it dips below freezing in Green Bay, and you're having Miami people come up and play football. This is going to suck for them.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
You know what happens to glass in the cold? It gets even more brittle.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Tua's going to shatter. We're going to watch something shatter and break within Tua during this game. You just know it.
I don't know if I'm going to be watching every quarterback run through my fingers.
I'm also assuming that you're still awake at this point in night after the.
Right.
Oh, heck. All right. One quick thing I wanted to bring up about the Daniel Jones bit. I think we're glazing over the most obvious part of this story, is that the Carolina Reapers have once again claimed another victim. Because whenever the Carolina Panthers beat a team, they lose a significant person from their team. They beat Vegas, they fired the offensive coordinator, the O-line coach, and the quarterback coach. They beat New Orleans, they fired Dennis Allen. And now they beat New York, and guess what? Daniel Jones is gone. It's all I gotta say is Tampa Bay better watch it, or else they're gonna end up losing Todd Bowles or Baker Mayfield.
Oh, shit.
Baker ain't going nowhere. Todd Bowles has been on the hot seat, I think.
So, I'm just saying, if the Panthers beat Tampa Bay next week and they fire Bowles, I called it.
So what is it You're so bad that the Panthers could beat you, get off our team?
Basically.
That's the barometer for bad team now.
It's like the Dalton line for coaching stay on staff.
So what? That's NFL's version of the Mendoza line in baseball.
Yeah.
All right. Just a quick segment. This won't take long, I promise. But if the playoffs started after week 12, you'd have Kansas City At number 1 in the West, Bills number 1 in the East, Steelers, and Houston, with the wild cards being the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Broncos. Still in the hunt, Dolphins, Colts, and Bengals. On the NFC, Detroit in the North, Eagles in the East, Seahawks in the West, Falcons in the South, and the wild cards, Vikings, Packers, Commanders, and in the hunt, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Rams, and 49ers. Now, with all that, I've thrown this against our projections at the beginning of the season, and I got 11 points, with the Saints being eliminated, and they were my NFC South team, and the Cowboys being eliminated, they were my wild card 1. Adam also got 11, with the Jets being... What?
My AFC East team.
Yeah, the Jets were the AFC East team.
You done messed up, Aaron!
And the Cowboys being eliminated because they were the wild card 1. Pete, our winner, got 12 points with only the Saints and also the Jets being eliminated. Pete won because I think he got the positioning right in the teams of the AFC West, I think. But anyways, so congratulations, Pete.
Thank you.
So what I'm hearing is I'm really good at picking week to week, but not predicting.
Yeah, you can only see so far out. If we ask you to see 18 weeks out, that's a little too much for your crystal ball.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Heck. Oh, yeah, and I forgot to say, after week 12, Adam maintains his lead at 16, while Pete and I are tied at 13. I'm just all over the place today.
It's crazy how we're keeping pace with one another.
Alright, and that brings us to the trivia part of the podcast, with a game I call Stay Classy, America. Now.
Oh, God.
I love it.
I am going to list off NFL players who were all drafted in the same year. You guys will guess what year they were drafted in. Now, I'm going to give you a list starting in about the 3rd round. You'll make a guess. I'll continue the list towards the 1st round. You make a 2nd guess. And after I give you the complete list, you'll make your 3rd and final guess. You get points the closer you are, and you get more points if you guess it on the short list, less points on the 2nd part, and less points on the 3rd.
Makes sense. Cool.
All right, so in this year, the 3rd round of the draft saw New Orleans take Jimmy Graham at 95. Arizona Cardinals take Andre Roberts at 88. Pittsburgh take Emmanuel Sanders in 82. And then at the back end of the 2nd round, they saw Seattle take Golden Tate.
$2011.
All right. And Pete?
2009.
All right. Continuing on the list, saw New England take Rob Gronkowski at 42. The Chiefs take Dexter McCluster at 36. And then the tail end of the 1st round saw the Cowboys take Dez Bryant and at 24, and Broncos take Demaryius Thomas at 22.
Okay, so it's not 2011. If we get it right, it ends there, right?
No, you just keep guessing, and you get
Oh.
points for all your guesses. So you can say 2011, all three of them, and you'll just get if you're right, you'll get a ton of points.
Oh, okay.
All right. Des. Let's see. Des. I'm gonna go 2010.
All right, and Pete?
I'm going to say 2007.
All right, and the final part of the list saw the Bengals take Jermaine Gresham at 21, the Chargers take Ryan Matthews at 12, and the Bills take C.J. Spiller at 9.
Ooh. It's. You know what? I think Pete may have been right in the first pick. I think it's his 2009. Actually, it's like it's right in there. You know what? I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna stick with 2010 on this one though. I think it's 2010.
All right.
Yeah.
And Pete.
I'm going to say 2009. I feel like I went too far with 2007.
The answer for this year was 2010.
Damn. I could have sworn I was still in Indiana when Des Bryant was drafted.
I thought I swore that C.J. Spiller was part of the 2008 season was when he broke out in Clemson. So 2009 was when he got drafted, but I guess
Adam got 25.5 points, and Pete got 15. All right. Third round of this draft saw Pittsburgh take Hines Ward at 92. Broncos take Brian Grease?
Greasy.
Sure. 92 at 91. The Seahawks take Amon Green at 76. Oh, that's the end of the first list. Got it.
I didn't know Amon Green got drafted by the Seahawks. Cool. All right.
Oh, Pete, sorry. Pete guesses first on this one.
Okay.
07.
All right. And Adam?
Okay. So, Brian Greasy came in after John Elway retired. John Elway retired in after the 99 Super Bowl. I think Greasy got drafted in 2000. I'm going to say Greasy got drafted in 2002. Because I think Jake Plummer was there for a couple of seasons.
The second round of this draft saw the Washington team draft Steven Alexander at 48, and then the tail end of the first round, the Vikings draft Randy Moss at 21.
Mm.
Sorry.
Randy Moss. I don't know. I think you might have been right with 02. I'm going to go with 02.
See, now that I'm pretty sure Moss was drafted back in the 90s. So actually, I'm going with 1998.
98. Okay.
All right. And last list saw the Jaguars draft Fred Taylor at number 9, and the Indianapolis Colts at number 1 draft Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Oh, shit. All right. Was Manning drafted in the same year as McNabb? think they were. Could be wrong. So I'm going to say 99.
All right, and Adam.
I'm sticking with 98 on this one. I also didn't know that Heinz Ward and Randy Moss were in the same draft.
Neither did I.
I thought
That's
Heinz Ward had been around forever before that.
the funny thing is I thought Heinz Ward was later. That's why Heinz was why I said '07. I thought he was drafted later, much later than that.
Nope, he was drafted in 1998.
Yes.
Ah, damn.
Giving Adam 19.5 points and Pete 5.5 points.
I didn't realize that Brian Greasy was drafted that early either. I knew he was basically the one that took over after Manning, and not Manning, after Elway retired, but I knew they also brought in Jake Plummer for a year or two as well.
All right, here we go. This year saw the Ravens draft Devin Duvernay, all right, at 92. And the tail end of the second round saw the Eagles draft Jalen Hurts at 53. And the Colts draft Jonathan Taylor at 41. Adam.
Okay. Pretty sure this was before COVID. Jalen Hurts was in Alabama before that. I have no idea the first player you said for Baltimore because you kind of just trailed off there, and I got nothing off that. So I'm going strictly off Jalen Hurts at this point.
His name's Devin Duvernay.
Okay. The name sounds somewhat familiar, but I can't place it. But I'm going to say 2018.
All right, Pete.
I'm going to agree with you.
All right.
Okay, that's fine.
Then we saw the Detroit Lions draft DeAndre Swift at 35. And slipping into the first round, we saw the Vikings draft Justin Jefferson at 22. And the Cowboys draft CeeDee Lamb at 17.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is 2018.
All right, and Pete?
I concur.
And finally, Chargers draft Justin Herbert at 6, Dolphins Tua Tagovailoa at 5, and the Bengals take Joe Burrow at number 1.
Oh.
That's quite a quarterback crew.
Yeah. Yeah. Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Hurts. All in the same draft class.
Yeah.
But again, the Eagles not getting the respect they deserve.
Oh, no, he wasn't. Because remember, we had Carson Wentz was the future. Like, we had just won a Super Bowl. We had Carson Wentz. We had Nick Foles.
Yeah,
we drafted Hurts to be a third-round guy.
Yeah, the second round pick was supposed to be a third string quarterback.
Yeah.
And also don't forget that Hurts also lost his starting spot at Bama to Tua and then transferred to Oklahoma.
Right.
So he had a lot of shit coming off of him for that.
Yeah.
I think I was actually wrong. I don't think this wasn't 2018. This was 2019.
All right, and Pete?
I don't know. I still think it's 2018.
This was actually 2020.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, 2018 was the draft class that had Josh Allen and Zach Wilson and Josh Rosen and all those guys came in 2018.
I could have sworn it was the year right after the Super Bowl that we drafted Hurts.
And yeah, see, I thought it was too, but this was the 2020 because 19. That's right, 19 is when when LSU went on that legendary run, and then we had the COVID, and then everything happened with COVID.
All right. This year saw the Buccaneers draft Martin Gramatica at 80.
Wait, did we do points for that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Adam got 14.5 and Pete got 13.5 because you guys.
All right.
You guys were straight on until the end. Sorry. Yeah. Buccaneers take Martin Gramatica at 80. Bears take Marty Booker at 78. And the Browns take Marquise Smith at 76.
So this,
Pete would go first.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know any of those players.
the thing is I know two of them.
I don't know any of those players. I am just going to take a random shot in the dark. Like, we did 2010, we did 2020, and we did 2010.
1998.
We've also done 98 as well.
And we've done 98.
Yep.
I'm going to say 2006.
And Adam?
So I just want to note one thing: is one of the players that I know and know fairly well is Martin Gramatica, and the fact that he was taken 80th overall is amazing because he was a kicker.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
So, and I know Tampa Bay drafted him. I'm pretty sure that he got drafted in 1997.
All right. Then the second round saw nothing. The first round saw the Vikings take Dante Culpepper at 11.
Ooh, Dante Culpepper's the name.
The Cardinals take David Boston at 8.
David Boston was a beast.
And the Rams take Torrey Holt at 6.
Dante Culpepper. I think he was drafted in the late 90s. I guess I would say 97. That's probably.
All right.
That's what you said last time, Adam, so I'm going to go with that.
And Adam.
I'm going to stick with 97 because I'm pretty sure that Culpepper was there before Randy Moss was in Minnesota.
All right. And now this one is the one that I think is a give me for all three of us. Because it saw at number 5, the New Orleans Saints take Ricky Williams. At number 4, the Indianapolis Colts take Edgerrin James. And at number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles take Donovan McNabb.
Oh, so that's 99.
And Adam?
Okay, I guess it was 99.
I love how there's no hesitation whatsoever.
Pete's like, it's 99 McNabb. I'm like, I'm just taking that. I know I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's 1999.
Yeah.
I thought... I thought Culpepper was there right before Moss, but I guess not.
Yeah, because McNabb is the very first thing that Andy Reid did as an Eagle, was draft McNabb.
That makes it even more impressive because Dante Culpepper was the cover athlete for Madden 2000.
That's crazy.
Which means he got that off his rookie season.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
No wonder, the reason I went with 97 was I was like, by the time I hit college, I had Dante Culpepper's name embedded in my head.
Yeah.
And it's because he was the same draft class as McNabb, and he made the Madden cover the following year. That's why.
Right?
All right. So the third round saw the Washington team take Jordan Reed at 85. Chargers take Keenan Allen at 76. The Chiefs take Travis Kelce at 63.
Ooh.
And then the tail end of the second round saw the Packers take Eddie Lacy at 61.
Cheeseburger! Give me a cheeseburger!
Adam, what year you think it is?
I don't know. I'm thinking about cheeseburgers. Let's see. This is in the 2010s. Kelce. We forget how long Kelce's been around. He's been around for a hot minute. We're in 2024. You know what? I'm gonna just say 2010. I'm gonna go with 2010 on this one.
All right, and Pete?
2010 would mean that Kelsey's in his 14th season, and that's not the case. Kelsey might be in his 9th season, so I'm going to go 2015.
Okay. Continuing in the second round, saw the Pittsburgh Steelers take Le'Veon Bell at 48. The Jets take Geno Smith at 39. And the Philadelphia Eagles take Zach Ertz at 35.
Zach Ertz.
Wow, and he's still around too.
He is, yeah. Traitor. Plays for Washington now.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Philly should have re-signed him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm good with Dallas Goedert. Thank you. Ertz was great. I love him. I hate him right now just because he's on Washington. That's all.
But not burn your jersey angry.
No.
Now, had he left, right after that Super Bowl run, then, maybe.
And if he had gone straight to Washington, I probably would have been angrier.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure it's like Arizona somewhere first. There might have been a stop between that, too.
And then said that Washington is the place that he always should have been.
Right, yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. So, Le'Veon Bell, I actually think that this is the 2016 draft.
All right, and Pete?
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, damn it. I got it wrong. I know what it is now.
Zach Ertz. So Zach Ertz was part of our Super Bowl run. So he was on the team by 2017. 2017 draft was in Philly. Travis Kelce would have been drafted in that one. No. I don't feel like I'm going to change it. I'm just going to say 2015.
All right. And then finally, the first round of this draft saw the Vikings take, Cordell Patterson at 29.
Cordell?
Yeah, sure. There are way more syllables than that. But anyway. DeAndre Hopkins went to the Texans at 27, and Tyler Eifert went to the Bengals at 21.
So, honestly, for me, what gave it away, and I missed it in the last round when I picked it, was Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell went to college and graduated and left the NFL the same year Kirk Cousins came out. Kirk Cousins was in the same draft as RG3 because they got drafted in the same draft by the Redskins, formerly known as the Redskins, the Commanders. This was the 2012 draft.
All right. And
2012. 2012. I mean, you are so sure of yourself. I'm going to go ahead and just change it to 2012 because I'm not sure enough of myself on this one.
You're very close. It was 2013.
2013. Damn.
It's the same draft as Luck and RG3.
No, they were 20. They were RG3 and Luck were 2012. Yeah.
Wasn't
At least
Cousins got drafted that same draft as RG3, didn't he?
I don't think so.
Because they took him in like the 4th or 5th round, the same draft as RG3.
Yeah, Luck and RG3 were 2012, but this was 2013.
Huh. I could have sworn Kirk Cousins got drafted the same year that RG3 did.
Well, I don't know Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Kirk Cousins was 2012 as well.
Okay.
But anyways.
Thought Le'Veon came out that same year. Oh, well, I was wrong.
Where was I? Oh, there we are. This year saw the Bills draft Dawson Knox at 96. The Washington football team take Terry McLaren at 76. Steelers take Deontay Johnson at 66. And the tail end of the second round saw the Seahawks take DK Metcalf at 64.
Ooh, DK Metcalf.
Pete, I think you're going first on this one.
I want to say this was 2019.
And Adam?
Let's see. DK, Terry McLaurin. They've been around for a little while now. DK, I know, was in Seattle before Russell Wilson got shunted to Denver. I'm gonna agree with Pete. I'm gonna go with 2019 on this one.
All right. Then the Chiefs took McCole Hardman at 56. The Eagles drafted Miles Sanders at 53. Titans draft A.J. Brown at 51. And the 49ers take Deebo Samuel at 36. Did I make it worse?
I don't think that changes my mind. Yeah, I think it's 2019.
And it's funny. I didn't pay much attention to the draft during this, later 2010s time period. But I know Deebo's around for a bit. DK's been around. Both have already gotten their new extensions off their rookie contracts. Yeah, I'll stick with 2019.
And finally, the first round of the draft saw the Raiders take Josh Jacobs at 24. The Lions take T.J. Hookinson at 8. And the Arizona Cardinals take Kyler Murray at number 1.
Ooh, Kyler Murray. Does that change it? I don't think so. I think it's 2019. I'm pretty solid on that.
All right, and Adam?
It's either 18 or 19 because I can't remember what year Josh Rosen got drafted, because I know Rosen got drafted, played for a year, was so bad the Cardinals drafted Murray and traded Rosen to the Dolphins. The Dolphins released him and he's never played football again. But I can't remember if that was the
awful story.
I know, right? That's how I remember. I didn't think he was that bad, but apparently he was. And like I said, he was either in the 2017 or 2018 draft, but I can't remember which draft it is. I want to say it was 2018. No, Kyler Murray hasn't been around longer. I'm trying to think. Shoot. Because I think Sam Darnold was also in that draft. Oh, man. I'll stay with 2019.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You have scored the maximum number of points that you can for a single year by
Nice.
getting the right answer all the way through at 2019.
You know, the funny thing is the reason DK Metcalf what got it for me is we drafted JJ Arcega-Whiteside over him, and he was so terrible on the Eagles. It was like a running meme how bad it was that we picked Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf. And it's like, he has haunted me ever since. Every time I look at his stats, I'm like, God damn it, we could have had him. And everyone said we should have picked him.
Could you imagine if Philly had both A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf?
Yeah, that would be insane. And Devontae Smith, like, they'd be the best three wide receivers of all time.
Smith, I think Smith would be a maybe because he may not have gotten that draft pick, possibly if you had Metcalf. But you
Yeah,
chose
fair.
Brown.
Fair.
So, but yeah, no, like either way, like yeah, that'd be scary.
Be insane. I mean, it would be nice to have a number 3 wide receiver. I don't know what that feels like right now.
I'd like to have a number 1 quarterback at this point.
Fair enough.
I mean, I want Dak back.
Heck. Okay. I'm going to skip this next one because I already gave the answer, not remembering this was a question. So, moving along, at 99, the Kansas City Chiefs took Dustin Colquitt. At 65, the 49ers took Frank Gore. Then into the second round, the Chargers took Vincent Jackson at 61.
Okay.
Adam, you answer first.
Did you really say that at 99 the Colts took Dustin Colquitt?
No, the Chiefs took Dustin Colquitt at 99.
Okay, well either way, you're telling me that they drafted a punter? Wow.
Yes.
That's in like the third round.
One of the best punters of his year. Remember that.
Oh, man. Okay, so Dustin Colquitt doesn't do it. I just knew he was a punter. I didn't know he was actually drafted like that high. Frank Gore should tell us a lot.
Yeah.
Frank Gore was around forever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got drafted in the same class as Fred Flintstone.
Which also postdates Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
His jersey was tiger skin.
I am going to go with 2005.
All right, and Pete.
2005, as you say. I'm going to say, I think it was 2003.
All right, and then nothing really happened after that until the first round, where the Steelers took Heath Miller at 30, the Falcons took Roddy White at 27, and Green Bay Packers drafted this crazy little quarterback named Aaron Rodgers at 24.
Oh. That is... Wait. Yeah, 2005.
2005, you sound so sure of yourself.
I'm pretty sure it's 2005.
Aaron Rodgers, 2005. Let's see. All right, so Favre played for the Jets And then that's when Aaron Rodgers first started. So what year did Favre play for the Jets? I want to say that would have been 2008. And I think Rodgers sat behind him for 3 years. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. I'll go with 2005. Yeah.
All right, and then finally, the first three picks of the draft were Cleveland Browns at number 3 drafted Braylon Edwards. The Dolphins at number 2 took Ronnie Brown. And number 1, San Francisco took Alex Smith.
I'm pretty sure this is 2005. I'm sticking with my.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with 05 too.
Congratulations, max points, 2005 for Adam.
Sorry, Pete.
I was debating with 2007. When there was someone else, once you said Rodgers, like I'm pretty sure Rodgers. I know Rodgers is in the same class as Alex Smith, and I'm pretty sure Alex Smith was 2005.
I'm so glad you went first because I forgot that Frank Gore was post Manning. So I was thinking like 97, 96. Because Frank Gore has been around forever.
Yeah, Gore was actually drafted. Yeah, Gore. I think Gore was after Peyton Manning.
All right, for our last round of the game,
all right.
This year saw Kansas City Chiefs take Jamal Charles at 73. And then the tail end of the second round saw the Ravens take Ray Rice at 55. And the Philadelphia Eagles take Deshaun I Don't Want to Score Jackson.
John, I don't want to score Jackson.
The greatest nickname ever. Well, second, next to Jason Fumble Soup.
Pete, you answer first.
Oh, when was Deshaun Jackson drafted? Let's see. T.O.'s year was 04. Implosion year would have been 05. Did we get Deshaun right after that? I don't think so. How about... Let's go 06.
All right, and Adam?
What were the other players? Can I get the players again? There's Deshaun
Sure.
Jackson and who else?
Ray Rice and Jamal Charles.
Okay.
Do you care about the draft number? I was just doing it for flavor.
No, just the players' names. Man, I'm not sure. I think Pete's right. We are towards the end of the 2000s, but I'm gonna say we're at 2008.
All right. Further on, the Bears drafted Matt Forte at 44. Packers drafted Jordy Nelson at 36. And the tail end of the first round saw the Titans draft Chris Johnson at 24. How did Chris Johnson slip to 24?
Man,
Because he was tiny.
CJ2K. I said 06 last round, right?
Yes.
I think I went a little too early. I don't think it's much later than that. I'm just going to say 07.
All right, and Adam?
Man, I'm still not sure. I mean, I know we're still in the late 2000s. I don't think we've crossed the 2010 decade marker. I'm going to stick with what I had initially at 2008.
All right. And finally, we saw the Carolina Panthers draft Jonathan Stewart at 13, and the Atlanta Falcons draft Matt Ryan at 3.
I'm gonna stick with 07.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in 2008. I'm just going to stick with that.
Triple kill!
Way to go, Adam. 2008.
Damn.
And that does it for our game because of time. Final score is Adam at 151 and Pete at 115.
Jesus. Crushed me.
Congratulations, everybody.
Those two triples, man, that was a lot of points.
Yeah.
Like the 2008 was a shot in the dark. I took on the first one. Matt Ryan, I was pretty sure was 2008 once I heard that one, and yeah, because to me, like in my mind, I had like the CJ2K like real like his like big years like 2010 to 12, and that's gonna be the tail end of his rookie contract. And then he really didn't do much after his rookie contract. So I'm like, we probably like 2008-ish. He gets about 2-3 years under his belt, gets going, gets up to NFL speed. It's kind of where I went with that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've got one for next week. Not quite as long, but I got some trivia for next week for us.
You got it.
So,
All right.
but yeah, unless you guys want to add anything else, I think that's going to be about it for us tonight.
It's good for me.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.